In this lecture, we're going to be working on improving the UI interface for the thread details. What do I mean by this? So let's go inside of the simulator, and this is a conversation. So I just clicked on this conversation. And as you can see, we had the scroll view here that we can just scroll to see the conversations. But what we would like to do now is be able to make a better UI and be able to copy the text directly from the answers. So let's say I would want to copy this to the clipboard and so on. And in order to do this, we would like to modify the user interface from a scroll view to a UI table view where we have different types of cells, some for copy to clipboard and some to regenerate the data that was generated by the LLM private server. All right, having said that, let's get started. Go in Xcode and make sure to open the thread details view controller. And here you will see that you have the scroll view here. So what I want you to do is remove the scroll view for now, okay? And as soon as you do this, then guess what? The code is not going to work anymore because you have the scroll view in many places. And that's fine for now. We'll have to modify the way we're loading the messages. So just for the sake of it, just comment out all this code inside of the load message, all right? We don't need it for now, so comment this out. And we probably have it in other places. Let's see. Okay, that seems to be it. Now, let's go to the main storyboard, and inside of the main storyboard, let's remove the connection to that scroll view. So you can just literally click on the scroll view and remove it, delete, click on delete. All right, all gone. Okay, now let's add a UI table view. Click on plus and locate a UI table view. Here it is. So drag and drop the table view inside. All right, make it take majority of the room here and add the constraints that are missing. And now let's add a prototype cell. We can add two of them, one for, so add a table view cell, one prototype cell for the text message, and one for the other one would be the UI image message. So that's one of them. And click on the table view, and we need to change the number of prototype cells from 1 to 2. Okay. So now we have one, and here is the second one. So we have the first one here and the second one. Okay. Just for the sake of it, for the first one, we want to have a message label. So inside of the first prototype cell, let me zoom in so that you guys can see better. Inside of the first one, just for the sake of it, let's add a message label. So I'm going to click on plus, and I'm going to add a UI label. All right, I'm going to drag and drop that UI label here. And then I'm going to add a copy to clipboard. So click on plus for the buttons and locate a button and drag and drop a regular button here. There we go. Now make sure that the button is a little shorter and that it touches the label. All right, so for the label, put the font size to, let's say, 12. And then what you want to do is the number of lines, put it at 0. And for the button, well, what we want to do for the button is change the icon. We don't want the word text. We don't want the word button on it. What we want is the image of a clipboard. So let's select. There's many ways to do this. You can select an image here. So you can go to image and locate clipboard. So this one will do just fine. So let's go with this one, clipboard. Here it is. All right. And let's add the missing constraints. So select this icon, make it a little smaller. There we go. And add the constraints, which would be 0, 0, 0. And then a width of 43. Click on add for constraints. And this label would take the rest of the space. So that would be 0, 0, put 0 here too, or 1 is fine, and 0 here. Okay. Add constraints. All right, so now that's the table view cell for the text message cell. And now let's create one for the image message. So the image would be here. What I'm going to do is add an image view. So I'm going to click on plus and select an image view. Here it is. Drag and drop this here. All right. I'm going to need to change the size later, right? And we can already do this now. Select the first table view cell and change the size from the row height of 35. You can put it at, let's say, 60. And this one, let's say the other table view cell, let's put it at also 60 for now, but we can change that later. Okay, and let's add a button too. So you can actually just copy and paste this button below. There we go. But what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to change the order. I'm going to put the UI image view to the right and the copy or this icon to the other side at the beginning. And I'm going to change the icon from, oh, I'm sorry, it wasn't a copy. I needed to copy it. So when you drag and drop, make sure you press the Alt key down to be able to copy it, right? So drag and drop. There you go. Perfect. Now I'm going to move the image view to the right and take that button and move it to the left. Okay, let's change the icon of the button from the clipboard to recycle, I believe. That's one of them. Okay, row 3, that would be for regenerate. Okay, that's a way to regen. And let's add some constraints. Click on constraint, put 0, 0, 0, and a width of 45. Great. And this one, we take the rest, which would be 0, 0 to the right, 0 to the bottom as well. And here, put 1, so that there's a little space, and add for constraints. There we go. All right, so we have 2 table view cells. Now, in the next lecture, we need to actually code these so that we can connect them. All right, but just for the sake of it, let me remove the name label and put a dash there. So here, there we go. Okay,